I think you need to say clearly what happened.
As far as what?
You and I decided we were going to take our space, and what happened?
Yeah, and then I got into an entanglement with August. That's what I said.
An entanglement?
Yes.
That's gotta hurt.
What's going on, everybody? Wired here. Hope you guys are having an excellent, wonderful day. Back once again to talk about the never-ending L train that keeps running over Will Smith. Will Smith, once one of the biggest, most prolific actors of his day, ruined his entire image over one mistake at the Oscars. Because his wife really didn't reel him back from a G.I. Jane joke that Chris Rock said. I wish I could play that clip for you, but YouTube will flag it because it's violent, so I can't show that clip. But this seems to be a recurring thing within their marriage. It's kind of clear that Jada Pinkett Smith really doesn't have any respect for Will Smith and really never seems to have had any at all. Here, I'm going to roll a clip for you real quick about him just being, kind of disrespected in his own home. Take a look.
You know Esther Perel is coming to the table. She's going to be at the red table. Would you say she has been instrumental in you and I redefining our relationship?
I would say don't just start filming me without asking me.
Oh my goodness.
If you could film me.
Esther, come help us again, please. I'm still dealing with foolishness.
Because she don't just.
Would you say that she helped us heal the hurts that we caused between one another?
My social media presence is my bread and butter, okay? So you can't just use me for social media and not, don't just start roll. I'm standing in my house. Don't just start rolling.
But Wired, I hear you say. That's not really all that bad. She's kind of invading his privacy a little bit. Well, how about the fact that this guy's always been emasculated because he feels like he can never live up to the late, the great Tupac Shakur? Take a look at this.
Jealous of the love Jada had for Tupac.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you
Oh
were
my
no.
God, that dude. And that was in the early days.
Yeah.
That was in the early days, and it was like that was a big regret for me too, because I could never open up to interact with Pac, and because we had a little bit of a thing, right? Because they grew up together.
So what we have here is a case of a very prolific A-list actor who's been in tons of successful movies, is known by millions, if not billions, of people around the world. A lot of people grew up watching him. I know. I still like to put on The Fresh Prince from time to time. It's still a great show. It still holds up. Who has been torn down. Well, ended that. We'll replay it. Who has been torn down by this idea that he can't really live up to his wife's high school crush. Who cares that he's worth $300 million, that they have 2 children together, that he's basically, given her all types of opportunities she never would have had. Because, Jada Pinkett Smith, she obviously has been in movies, but I don't think in anything recently, probably within like the past 15 years. She was never on the same level as Will Smith. Completely elevated her status up to his level and has embarrassed him with the whole entanglement, which is really, a fancy word, or her word to gaslight around an affair, which that's what it is. It's an affair. The Oscar thing, which I think, is both of their faults. But, if I could play that clip, you would have saw the way Jada was looking at him. She was not happy with that joke, and he was laughing along with it. And then it's this whole emasculation thing that he can never live up to Tupac Shakur, which now that's just come out because Jada Smith is trying to promote her book. Is we have this clip of them. I can't play the audio for you because it would get copyrighted, but it's actually her and Tupac back when they were younger, obviously, dancing to or lip syncing to Will Smith's hit single, Parents Just Don't Understand. When you know that this guy already feels insecure about your relationship that you had with Tupac, and you've mentioned on many times, there's a note somewhere, I wish I could pull it up, of his daughter, Will Smith's daughter, Willow, writing a letter to Tupac, even though he's been dead for probably about 10 years, saying that she wishes Tupac would come back. She never met Tupac. Tupac passed away, years and years before. So I wanted to pull this up, though. This will give a little more context to it. Apparently, this is to promote Jada's new book that's coming out because, I'm sure if it's anything like the Cleopatra drama, that the quote-unquote documentary, I'm sure it's just going to be riveting, You can always expect a lot of truth to come out from Jada Pinkett Smith because she's not peddling false narratives or trying to gaslight people. Netflix isn't being sued right now by the country of Egypt for their hard portrayal of Cleopatra being black when, you know, clearly she's Greek from the Ptolemaic dynasty. But this is her Instagram post. This is what she said. Chapter, advanced degree. Not in a million years would I have dreamed that the Fresh Prince and I would become very acquainted. Not in a million years did I imagine 3 lives, their fates would be so intertwined. Notice that wording. We're going to come back to that. 3 lives. And I never would have imagined that this video would become a tangible memory of the last time Pac and I were simply kids together. Pac and I lip-syncing Parents Just Don't Understand by Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince during our junior year in high school. Who would have thought? Now you might be able to say, oh, maybe that's just a nice memory. But 3 lives are intertwined. Now, correct me if I'm wrong here. I know her and Tupac were good friends, and I'm not trying to say anything bad about Tupac, but from her perspective, I think your 3 lives, this is how she thinks about Will Smith. 3 lives are intertwined. Her husband, and Tupac. Let's see if I can even check out the comments here. And I'm not going to get into that, but it's just, you know, you could go, let's go back on to Twitter here. I'll check out the comments from here. That's probably a little bit better. You know, everyone getting a divorce besides the folks that need one. I don't believe in divorce, but this is the exception. And then somebody's trying to insinuate that Will Smith got with Margot Robbie. I mean, he might have. I have no idea about that. But, you know, it's just, you know, people are just, you know, unfortunately, they're just clowning on Will Smith. And they're going to just keep clowning on Will Smith because his wife just keeps going out in public and completely disrespecting him. I'm sure Tupac was a very important person of her life, but to keep putting him over, you know, the father of your children, and to keep embarrassing him in all these different types of ways. And then I found this article here. This came out 2 days ago, September 23rd. I went crying down when Jada Smith confessed she didn't want to get married to Will Smith. This came out 2 days ago. A revealing look into the Smiths' complex marriage journey, and I'm sure, guess what? I'm sure their marriage is a bit complex. Most marriages have their ups and downs. That's totally normal. You're not always going to be best friends with your partner. You guys are going to fight. You're going to, you know, that's how relationships go. Nobody's relationship is 100% perfect all the time. Although most people don't come out on social media and bash their partner, though. And, you know, even have this article come out here and be like, well, you know, I didn't really want to marry Will Smith. I mean, how disrespectful is that? Is there any stopping point to this woman's disrespect? You know, it's a shame. And you've watched Will Smith really go from this very confident person to just a shell of his former self, where he just looks miserable. He doesn't look like he likes to be in the public spotlight. And you know what? He never knows how he's going to get disrespected next. His own wife is working against him. And I know Will Smith has said he's very big on marriage. He doesn't want a divorce because he feels like that's failure. But I got to say, man, you know, and I would say work it out, you know, if you could. But at this point, I would just run and run fast. And, you know, you got to do some stuff for you, guy. It's like, it's just not a good look. It's not. And I feel bad for Will Smith, but I can only feel so bad for him because at this point, he just seems like he kind of, you know, either he likes to be, you know, emasculated in these types of way over and over and over again, or he's just become desensitized and numb to it, and it's just become commonplace. But either way, you got to help yourself, guy. And I hope you do, because I think this woman is a succubus, and I think she's just, yeah, I don't know. She's just, she's taking the life out of you. Anyway, that's all I got. Leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you for listening this long, and I will catch you all in the next one. Stay safe out there, everyone. Later.
Bad marriage for life.
That's terrible.